Welcome back into Bo Sox Talk. I'm your host, Jake Iggy, and I'm here with one of the most exciting young pitchers on the Red Sox, Payton Tolle. So, Payton, just want to start off. What has it been like, Red Sox Nation, just rallying around you, rooting for you, especially throughout your first season in professional baseball?
Yeah, it's been incredible. Obviously, short time so far with them. Don't really know a whole lot of other fan bases, but I got a feeling that by far this is the best one. I've been super blessed to go around town, while I was called up and just seeing people. Everybody's pretty nice whenever you're face to face. So hopefully they lay off the Twitter hate. But it's been great. It's been an amazing fan base, and I love that they care so much.
One thing that I thought was pretty cool after your debut, like you mentioned that you said to like Trevor Story, Alex Bregman, like it's really cool playing with you guys. But I'm curious for you, like when you got back to your hotel, like what was that moment for you, like when you were like alone and really got to realize like what an incredible day it was for you during your debut?
Yeah, I didn't go to sleep for a long time. It was riding in a pretty high adrenaline high, and I think the word was just super thankful. Just like it was an incredible moment, incredible night. I wish that we got the win, but it was just an incredible day, and the whole 48 hours leading up to it, and then paid off pretty well.
And then especially obviously going up against Paul Skeens. But I'm curious, during this season, you've been pitching really well. Added a new sinker. How has that been going, and what are some other things that you're working on throughout this season?
Yeah, it's been a good pitch. I think we've had some success with it. It's interesting just to watch how hitters react to it. And then we're just continuing to develop the curveball. I feel like it's in a really good spot, and then the changeup. I feel like we just every day kind of make little bit more strides on it, and just got to keep competing against batters with it, because whenever the best reps are going to come.
And then one thing that I love about you is you're a really high energy, big personality guy. And I'm curious, especially before the game, what are some things that you do to try and like lock in and get to that like dog mode before you get on the mound?
Yeah, I mean, it's just, I think, a process throughout the day. I try to be, whenever I walk in the door, same guy, and then put the AirPods in and the music starts, get the blood pumping a little bit. And that's kind of whenever I turn it on, as I like to call it, just getting to a place where I'm ready to compete and be locked in, and then kind of like, I think at that point some guys would know like, hey, it's probably not time to talk to them. So, yeah. But it's just throughout the prep and getting ready, and then game time happens, and it's go out there and compete like crazy.
And especially for you, it must be pretty cool during your first pro season, and now your second, but being around some like seasoned major league players like Garrett Crochet, Sonny Gray. I heard in a past interview you said Sonny's been like a great mentor for you. Yeah. But I'm curious for you, like what have you learned from some of those specific guys, and who have been those guys that have really kind of taken you under their wing during your first couple years in pro ball?
Yeah, I mean, I think that there were a lot of guys last year. This spring training, it was just kind of watching Crochet and Sonny, kind of what they do. But guys last year that, especially when I moved to the pen, that I was able to talk to quite a bit were guys like Steven Matz. Garrett Whitlock was a guy that I like to talk to quite a bit. I feel like we're pretty close sometimes. So, but just trying to watch guys. Sometimes I'm not the best about asking questions, but I'll try to just sit back and be a fly on the wall sometimes. So it's been great. I think having those guys around is truly an experience that like you need to have.
Yeah. One thing that you are good at, though, is doing 10-minute presentations. Your USA presentation was awesome, and I'm curious whether it's guys on the Woo Sox or somebody on the Red Sox. What's another player that you would want to see do a 10-minute presentation, and what would it be about?
I mean, I think we all heard about Sonny and talking about trees, but I think it's man. There's a lot of guys that you just maybe like a Matt Theis presentation on like locker room etiquette would be incredible. So then he can stop complaining, and now it's his own fault for not presenting it right.
Yeah. That's awesome. And then one other thing for you is like, especially now doing bus rides rather than like flying on a plane. So same thing, either Woo Sox player or Red Sox player that you'd want to spend 12 hours on a bus with, and like why would you want to do that, just to like fill in the time and stuff?
Yeah, I mean, I think probably the easiest answer would be Connolly. Not with me now, but I think that we had a couple of them last year. Like one to Richmond, I think he was on. But I mean, just a good group to play Moff with, honestly. Like, you get 9-10 guys. It's a good group to play Moff with. And you just sit in the back of the bus and yell at each other for 12 hours.
Yeah, that's awesome. One last thing for you. I don't know if you have one of these. I figured I'd give it to you. I don't know if you have any of these, but
I got a couple.
you got a couple. Awesome.
Yeah.
What was sort of that moment when you first saw your first ever rookie card and like just like your reaction?
I mean, it was. I was excited because on the Bowman, it's the like auto or the CGI onto it. So it was, I'm just excited that it's an actual jersey this time. Like I said, I was actually in that picture. Like so it's pretty cool. It's I'm very blessed to do it and trying to collect a few myself. So it's just
awesome.
so yeah, I got a couple of tops people would know, like a little Independence Day collection going.
Nice.
But I'll buy a hobby box every now and then, so I'm not afraid of it. So.
Awesome, man. Thank you so much for taking the time. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.